welcome back to my channel. So today is an update video on my LS3 swap. Quite a few things have changed since my last video where I showed you turning on the car and actually driving it out on the street. So some of the things that have changed is the ride height, the headlights, and some interior stuff. But I'll insert those clips in a little bit. So the first thing that we did after we drove it was we adjusted the ride height of the airbag suspension so that it has all the proper pressures and stuff. And I actually did film it, so I'll insert some clips right here. So the next thing that I changed on the car are actually the headlights. So I actually painted the insides black. We thought that it would look better.
Hey, many questions you must think I trust you. You searching for answers I do.
And I also reconnected my angel eyes so that they work again. But with that, I was also trying to see if I wanted a different look for the angel eyes. For example, I disconnected one, so I only had one angel eye. I'll insert a photo here, but turns out I kind of didn't really like it. And then I also did the angel eyes so that they look like kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. But in the end, I think I'm just going to keep both angel eyes on. Let me know if I made a good choice down below. And yeah, so let's move on to the next thing, which is inside the engine bay. So before I show you the engine bay now, let me insert a clip of what it used to look like. I mean, there's not like a huge difference, but we did go ahead and modify the air intake, so as you can see, it fits a lot better. We don't need any more zip ties to hold it back anymore. And it's black and it's smaller, which is awesome. We are not sure if we're gonna keep it like this for sure, but definitely it looks a lot better than it did before. So one of the things that we changed is this, we did add this spacer. It was like $80, but it helps angle the throttle body so that it opens 100%, since from factory it doesn't. And overall, it just helps it fit better. If you guys saw my post on Instagram, which you should follow me by the way, it's linked down here. Well, not linked, it's like written down here, so make sure to follow me. You guys know that I actually took the car to an exhaust shop, and I was scared that we were not gonna make it since we haven't driven it on the highway yet. Well, we made it there, but the power steering line did blow. I'll insert a video here. But other than that, the car ran great, which is awesome. A lot of you have also been asking about the AC. We have not connected to the AC yet since we just wanted to make sure everything else is squared away before we do that, but the car will have AC. And yeah. So here's a power steering line, and ignore this is not going to be here for long because that just looks ugly. But anyways, here's a power steering line. So obviously it's not routed properly. We're just trying to figure out if it's going to work. So it uses a crimped connector. And this line is actually made for an Evo, but since this is a high pressure line, we wanted to get one with the proper ends so that it doesn't blow off. Other than that, nothing else has changed in the engine bay, but eventually there'll be more changes, so don't worry if you guys think that it still looks a mess. Right now it's more about functionality than anything else, so we're just worrying about it running right, and yeah. So let's go ahead and move into the inside of the car. So in here, nothing much has changed. Besides that, we routed all the air lines into the glove box so that they're out of the way. As you remember, they used to be all over here because we were deciding where we wanted to put the gauges and stuff. And we decided not to modify anything else like the dash or anything. So we're just going to keep them inside the glove box. So the reason why we still don't have a shift knob on the car is because we actually readjusted it because it was sitting too far to the right. So now it's perfectly center. And before we put anything else up here, we also have to make a custom plate down here so that no air or water comes into the cabin. And yeah, besides that, the stock radio I'm not going to keep. I actually already bought a Ionon unit, which is going to go in here, and with the Ionon unit, I will be able to see the stuff for the LS. But yeah, that's it for the interior. I definitely need to clean it and just pretty much put everything back together, but it's all little things. So now moving on to what we're currently working on, which is the exhaust. So actually Shop Life TV, or Jason, is actually the one making it custom made. So I'm gonna let him explain it to you guys, and he will also explain why we went to the exhaust shop that day. So let's go ahead and get the camera on him.
So we just actually pulled this entire exhaust off of the car. I made most of it, like the front section, so that I can made up to the second section. The second section is the OEM M3 part. So this came off of the parts M3 that she bought for the rear end. So we kept the second section OEM for now, just so that we didn't have any other fitment issues, and we just figured out how it's gonna sound. So after the OEM section, it was still really, really loud. Only thing that was quieting it down was just one resonator. So we decided to go put a muffler on. So I had a muffler laying around, and we just took that to the muffler shop and just told them to weld it right in the back, however they can get it to fit, just so we can see if it's gonna quiet it down enough, and if it wasn't, then we're also gonna have to get another muffler. But it did quiet it down quite a bit, and so we knew that that was gonna work. So then we pulled everything back down, and now we're just remaking the entire exhaust, from the headers all the way to the muffler. And since we did have the quad tips that she wanted to put, we're also gonna run a pipe down that onto the passenger side so that all 4 tips are there. Here's the my beautiful welds. You gotta realize this is the first time I've actually welded any exhaust together. So it didn't really leak or anything, but it looks really, really ugly. Don't show them no close-up shots now.
Here's where he tried grinding them down.
Don't show that. Just do a quick fast forward. You can show all this, that's all good.
Yeah, so this is the original part from the M3 exhaust. And then here's the muffler that the people welded on.
Which honestly is crooked.
But since he did the welding on this exhaust, he has been practicing, as you can see here. So yeah, he's getting there, right?
All right, so you want to show them all the new stuff now?
Okay, yeah, so let's start off with this box, I guess.
All right, so we've got the 2 high flow cats. This is so that the car doesn't smell like, you know, if you guys have ever had a catless car, you know how it smells. I mean, some people prefer it. We just don't want it, especially if we're gonna be driving it a lot of places. So there's 2, there's the pair, 1 for each bank.
Now moving on, here we have, no, actually we saved this for last.
Okay.
All right, so here we have all the tubing. Oh, here's the
massive tips that are probably not gonna fit, because I thought 3.5 would be perfect, but obviously not.
Yeah, so we might change them.
Probably gonna change them. Then we have an X pipe. We might use that, we might not, because we also ended up buying this MagnaFlow muffler.
Yep.
And it turns out that it is actually a resonated X pipe. So it's one of the true X MagnaFlow. So technically that can be considered an X pipe, but just resonated, so it's a little bit quieter. So if we can fit that, we're gonna fit that in there instead of using that X pipe right there. How you feel? Oh, you wanna show them the last thing? The best for last?
Yeah, but be careful, don't show them the thing in the back, because that's the cans. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Can they see it?
Yes. Alright, they can
Don't
see.
show.
Alright, okay. Alright.
So the last thing that we got are I know a lot of you guys were commenting, asking me if I will have cutouts, and the thing is, I am. So that's exciting. I'm excited to hear it.
Well, the thing about these cutouts though, they're vacuum actuated, so it actually runs off of a vacuum pump instead of having an electronic motor. I just think that this is going to be a lot more reliable for the long term, and also takes up less space. And what's the point of having a big V8 in the car if you can't hear it, right? So from time to time we can open them up and just enjoy the sound of the non-German V8, I guess.
I guess.
All right. We didn't show them the cans right there.
Stop. Don't show them, not yet.
All right, you guys can guess what's in those cans. I'll give you a hint. There's 4 big cans. That's a story for another time. All right, well, looks like our neighbors are here.
All right, so that's it for this video. If you guys want a video of him like making the exhaust, he says he wants to teach me how to weld, but I don't know how he's gonna do that when
When what?
Nothing.
When you're scared of flames?
No, when you still don't know how to do it.
Oh. Alright.
Alright.
Alright, that's it. Let's go. Come on. I gotta get back. You already wasted an hour. I gotta get back to welding. Come on.
But yeah, let me know if you guys want a video on the exhaust, making the exhaust and all that. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.